And Ayo, I get your points. I don't want people to suffer. I play in that space. I do a lot of advocacy for people. But Ayo, we need to jolt our leaders. Ayo, what happened to this country? We are seeing the likes of the Machimogu. We have seen the likes of Malami, forfeiture and everything. We need to jolt our country back. Ayo, I cry for Nigeria this morning. Let me read something to you. Why I'm crying, why I scream sometimes for this country. On the 23rd of December, 1974, Nigeria signed a long-term borrowing agreement with the World Bank. Under this agreement, Nigeria provided $240 million in net resources to the World Bank reserves. And you're lending World Bank money to do development projects for other countries. In 1975, we also lent 120 million to the IMF. This country was not depending on aid in the 70s. I feel like crying this morning. What has happened to this country? Because people are looting the country dry. The same country that was lending World Bank money to $40 million in the 70s. In that same 70s, do you know that Britain was going to the World Bank to loan money because they had an economic crisis? That time we were lending them money. Wow. Right. It's what citizens feel. You see, the problem with the reforms is the fact that there's been lack of transparency and truth in the process. Oji, President Tinubu announced subsidy gone in 2023. Do you know that he continued paying subsidy despite telling Nigerians that the reason why they announced subsidy gone was because it was not in the budget? NMPC record shows that 7.1 trillion was paid in subsidy. Do you know what they did, Oji? They hide the name. They didn't call it subsidy. You know what they called it? Energy security expenses. You see this level of lack of transparency. Energy security expenses. It was just like when Buhari government came in. You know, Buhari said something was a scam, it didn't exist and everything. When he's also started playing subsidy, you know what he called it? Under recovery. So it is this lack of transparency that kills this country. And Ayo, I get your points. I don't want people to suffer. I play in that space. I do a lot of advocacy for people. But Ayo, we need to jolt our leaders. Ayo, what happened to this country? We are seeing the likes of the Machimogu. We have seen the likes of Malami, forfeiture and everything. We need to jolt our country back. Ayo, I cry for Nigeria this morning. Let me read something to you. Why I'm crying, why I scream sometimes for this country. On the 23rd of December, 1974, Nigeria signed a long-term borrowing agreement with the World Bank. Under this agreement, Nigeria provided $240 million in net resources to the World Bank reserves. Ayo, we're borrowing World Bank money.
We're lending
World Bank money to do development projects for other countries. In 1975, we also lent 120 million to the IMF. This country was not depending on aid in the 70s. I feel like crying this morning. What has happened to this country? Because people are looting the country dry. The same country that was lending World Bank money to $40 million in the 70s. In that same 70s, do you know that Britain was going to the World Bank to loan money because they had an economic crisis? That time we were lending them money.
Well, we'll move on to another story now. Chief of Staff to the President, Femi Gbajabiamila, has filed a 15 billion naira defamation suit against Prince Adeyemi, the man who claims to head the fake Presidential Foreign Intervention Promotion Council. The lawsuit comes after Adeyemi accused the Chief of Staff of corruption, abuse of office, and interference in government appointments. Claims Gbajabiamila says are false, malicious, and damaging to his reputation. The suit, filed before the High Court of the Federal Capital Territory, is seeking 15 billion naira in damages, a perpetual injunction restraining Adeyemi from making further defamatory statements, and a public retraction with an apology published in national newspapers. I mean, Rufai, this is another lawsuit. We presented one for, I believe it was 10 billion naira. Again, this is, we saw, because obviously this fake DG guy, you said I should make sure I say it's fake DG, went on live television to admit to bribery. Well, meanwhile, reactions are pouring in after a new video that surfaced on Thursday showed where Adeyemi was seen boarding a private aircraft en route to Abuja. It comes just days after Adeyemi was arrested following a federal high court bench warrant over alleged forgery, fraud, and impersonation in Ibadan. Well, I mean, this is all coming after all of these conversations, but, you know, Gbajabiamila argues that because the allegations were widely circulated through the media and social media, he was exposed to public ridicule, harming his standing both locally and internationally. The legal action comes as Adeyemi is already facing these criminal charges. Your thoughts?
Okay, I mean, Gbajabiamila has a right to sue as an individual if he feels he's been defamed. But you see, when I got emotional, I almost cried for Nigeria just now. It's because of things like this. In this case now, Oji, you know that the distraction has so much continued now that we not even know how all of this transpired. It's against the case against you and I. Tanimo that is supposed to be the link, all of a sudden died. And Adeyemi claims that the hotel where he died in has been demolished. Like I predicted at the start. You see, that's why I get emotional about Nigeria, because I love this country so much. Like I predicted at the start, we're not going to get to the end of the matter, and we have swept away the matter. We will never know what transpired. And that's how a country keeps on losing its wealth. They said they've pushed it to the ICPC. I said the ICPC can never do nada. Is it the same ICPC that said they did an investigation in 2019 and they saw lawmakers doing all sorts of shenanigans around constituency projects? How many lawmakers were held?
All right.
So now you have seen him. He's gone to Abuja.
So, but the question is, how is he flying on a private jet? Is it when they're arresting him?
No.
Is that how they pick him?
No, you can see there's some police officer with him. Yeah. So probably they're flying him to their police officer headquarters.
Yes.
Yeah, so maybe they're flying. You know, it's an executive person. It's an executive.
Ayo is asking you to now whether it's on private jet.
Some people will commit crime or just so they can come arrest.
No, but you can see the charade the country has been. So the question is, Oji, God bless you for that. Because the question is, so the same person that you said his phony, his crime reading and everything is the one flying private jet. Ayo, all of a sudden you will know that the case will die because Adeyemi will now start talking. Whatever arrangement we made in the background we made, and whatever has been taken will never be returned. And that's what kills this country. Right. No proper investigation will be made.
Let it be on record.
Yes.
That this should be classified forthwith, henceforth, as presidential arrest. Because the DG of a fake presidential commission was arrested and transported in a private jet. You know, so it's a presidential arrest. However, the thing is that this matter should not be covered.
Oh, it's covered.
Right.
It should not be hidden under the carpet.
Oh, it's
because this Adeyemi, he has another name, Matthew.
Yes.
He dispersed tax collector in the Bible.
Why are you calling Matthew? Leave Matthew alone.
No, Matthew is part of his name.
Please leave Matthew alone.
He's trying to collect tax unlawfully, the presidency claims, from the Nigerian government.
Okay.
We must get to the root of the matter.
To know, yes.
The second thing is that he has been giving conflicting testimonies. He had one interview, he had another interview, he was contradicting himself. Whether he had ever spoken with the chief of staff or whether he knows the chief of staff or not. Nigerians deserve to know the truth.
Absolutely.
And Kemi Penero, LP, the counsel to the chief of staff, should also not be discouraged to pursue this matter. Because reputation is what every human being has. Where your reputation is impugned, you have the right to stand up for yourself.
As an investigative journalist, can we find out who paid for the private jet?
That's the question Ayo is asking.
Who paid for the private jet?
I say it's a presidential arrest.
No. So is it presidential presidency now?
Under normal circumstances, it should have been put in a rundown high-loss van
If there's Black
and
Maria
driven by road.
If there's even Black Maria by air,
He was not even handcuffed.
Who was that private jet?
I had to ask the question.
Let me answer that in case
So bold.
when they will settle at
Presidential
the
arrest.
back, you will not know. All of a sudden, Adeyemi will just stop talking and the case is closed. Now Nigeria for you.
No, why are we here? We will ask questions.
I can bet it with you. The case is gone.
Questions.
Okay.
But we need to find out first of all who
We will
owns that
keep
private
asking
jet.
the questions.
We want to know who owns the presidential arrest. Have you ever heard of anything
God.
like this? Well, all right, Ayo.